Welcome back to the Oklahoma Today podcast. I'm your host, Ben Lucian, and today I am starting with a question. Do you have a prevailing mystery in your life? Is there an unresolved mystery or conflict that is just scratching at your brain? Well, our guest on today's show is someone who followed a family mystery into a cross-continental journey of self-discovery. I'm talking about Tulsa-based visual artist Ebony Iman Dallas, who is having a new visual memoir coming out. It's called Through Abahay's Eyes, and it will be available this spring. Pre-orders are up now. She's going to tell us about her incredible story, and we'll hear from that in just a moment. But first, a word from our sponsor. International dining in Edmond. You don't have to travel the world to enjoy delicious international flavors. For example, Vignola's Kitchen.
Welcome to Vignola's. This is our pappardelle bolognese.
Jody loves Italian food. Zarate's Grill.
Thank you for coming to Zarate's. And this is two of our special dishes here, which is the lomo saltado. It's a Peruvian dish. Next dish right here is our Peruvian chicken kebab. So bring up the family here and have a good time with us.
Ben loves Latin American food. Desi Corner.
Welcome to Desi Corner. My name is Sasi, and today's special is tandoor chicken and chicken tikka kebab and malai chicken, and also tandoor fish. It's a pampano. It's like this, the chicken tikka masala. It's go good well with garlic naan.
Jin loves Indian food. Riviere Modern Vietnamese.
Today in front of us, we have three of our signature dishes here at Riviere. This is our blackened shrimp and lemongrass pork vermicelli bowl with the nom knock on the side. Our hand-rolled Vietnamese pork-filled egg rolls. And then one of our signature dishes, the Vietnamese pho, served with brisket and our shaved steak.
Nathan loves Vietnamese. Check out the dining page at visitedmond.com and click the international category for a list of more than 30 amazing local restaurants from around the world. I am joined in the studio by Tulsa-based artist Ebony Iman Dallas. Ebony, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Ben. It's good to speak to you again.
Yes, full disclosure, Ebony and I, we go way back. I think I first met you, Ebony. We were both working at the Oklahoman for a while. Yeah, that was years ago. But then when I really got to know you is when I was working at the Oklahoma Gazette, and I started working on a big story just about you as an artist, but also kind of your amazing life journey, which we're going to get into a little bit. And that is sort of all culminated into you've got a new visual memoir coming out through Abahay.
Abahay.
Yeah. I knew. Yes, we got it.
Okay.
Through Abahay's eyes, which means through my father's eyes in Somalia. Ebony, well, first of all, congratulations on the book coming out. What can you tell me about the book itself? How does it look? And if people are interested, where can they get a copy?
Okay. So Through Abahay's Eyes is scheduled to come out this spring. I'm super excited about that. And it is gonna be, right now I do have pre-orders that you're able to do a pre-order. There'll be signed copies. It's limited edition, so it's all hardback, which I plan on the other copies being hardback as well, but this one's like premium pages, full. All of them are going to be full color because my art's just way too colorful for it not to be. But full color, high quality paper. And also you get free shipping if you do a pre-order. And the way that you can find that, you can go to my website and go to the shop section, and then it'll link you to where you can purchase the book. And so I'll be shipping those out in the next couple months.
Yes. Well, we're not supposed to pick favorites here at Oklahoma Today, but I do have to say, Ebony, you are one of my favorite Oklahoma-based artists. I have a print of your beautiful work that is this sort of, I guess not a recreation, but it's of your dad holding you, which obviously, as we're about to say, was in a moment we never got to have, of course.
Yeah.
But that's just a beautiful piece.
And
So I guess we're
that's the cover of the book, actually.
yes, absolutely. Um, so speaking on that, I guess when I was working on that story just about your work and journey, I said to myself, this needs to be a book someday, and here we are, and it's happened. So kind of the main sort of mystery in your life, like growing up, was that you never really got to know your birth dad, who was from Africa, right?
Mhm.
And so that was sort of kind of a mystery you were always that was always on your mind, right?
Right, right. I grew up believing that, well, there were always two versions to how my father died. There was the police story, and then there was what his friend said.
Mm-hmm.
And the police story was that he committed suicide. What his friend said was there was just a whole lot more to it than that. Um, and and that he did not commit suicide and that the police actually were the ones that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And so growing up, I didn't know which story to pick, you know? So I kind of went back and forth, and that caused all kinds of internal turmoil as well. Um, but then ultimately, I was also missing my family at the time because my family, as you said, was from Somalia. And after my father died, my mom and his family lost contact when I was really, really young. So I spent my life not only without my father, but without his family to tell me who he was, and a little bit more about what happened to him. And so, I just kind of went through my life, trying my best as a child to find them, and ultimately it was just out of my hands. And so I went from like writing letters like Jenny Jones and Oprah to
Yeah.
like um trying to hire an investigator I couldn't afford, things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
then later it was just like, what's meant to be will be. And that's like one of the biggest lessons of my life because it was
Right.
totally out of my control.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved to California, ended up meeting someone that knew my family and knew they were looking for me. So that
Right.
was just opened up a whole nother world right there.
Yes. So obviously we don't want to
Tell the whole
go
story.
through the whole story, but you
Right, right.
were able to reconnect with your family, your dad's family in Somalia.
Mhm.
I guess what was it like to finally make that connection?
Oh my God. It was just unreal. Like as growing up, I just didn't know, just never really knew what it was going to be like. I remember being very anxious, nervous. Like, are they going to accept me? Are they going to think I'm some weird American girl with tattoos and like nose piercings and stuff? Or I just didn't know, but it was honestly like we didn't skip a beat, It felt so natural, like meeting my grandmother, meeting my aunts and uncles, and just so many memories have been made since then. I'm so thankful, and even had a chance to take my daughter. She was 6 months at the time.
Mhm.
I was really trying to get out there because my grandmother wasn't doing very well. And so as soon as my daughter was, old enough, I was like, let's get on the plane and go. So we went to
Yeah.
visit my grandmother in Somaliland, and she got to meet her, and my husband got to meet her and more family as well. So
Mhm.
so it's a blessing, huge, huge, huge blessing. I'm so thankful and grateful that we were able to make that connection
Yes.
after so long. Yeah.
Meeting the family is of course a huge moment for you. And then
Yeah.
also at the same time you're sort of familiarizing yourself with this new culture. So
Right.
what are some things that you've sort of came to appreciate about the Somali culture?
Well, one of the things, and I'll say it changed my art dramatically. I remember going to visit in '08, and I was there for the whole summer. And so I was just kind of struggling as an artist, like trying to figure out, just who I was as an artist. I was kind of trained to do photorealistic paintings, and it just felt restrictive to me. And it wasn't so fun for me to do. And so while I was there, I just remember realizing the beauty and imperfection. And how I mean that is like when my uncle's radio broke in his car, he didn't just throw it away, pile it up in the junkyard somewhere. He got a guy to come over for $10 and fix it. And then like also at my uncle's house, like I remember, there might be like a can, like a big can of coffee or small, whatever, maybe a dry milk can or something, and they're very colorful, and in America, like, we just toss it, it's trash. But instead of that, no, it's a flower pot now, or it's
Yeah.
something else of use. And actually, like, when you see them all together, it's colorful and it's nice.
Mhm.
And so I don't know, I kept taking things like that in that I noticed and saw, and put the photos down and just tried to freestyle and just see what came out of my art, instead of trying to perfect the art of realism and make sure that mole was exactly in that
Mhm.
place, and
Yeah.
this dimple, and I mean, I basically started doing more line work and freestyle line work that summer, and it's come into my art and it hasn't left yet. So
Right.
so definitely my art's more organic now, and that's just one of the lessons. The other is just the generosity of people. I remember my grandmother had a big party for me at her house when I first showed up,
Yes.
and I remember a woman, well, one of my cousins, she had a really pretty ring on, and so I was just like, "Oh, your ring is pretty," and she was just like, "Oh, you like it?" And I said, "Yeah," and she just starts taking it off, and I'm like, "No, no, 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 no! I didn't
Yeah.
mean for you to give it to me." And she was like, "No, you like it, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, then it's a gift. Like, I
Mm.
want you to have it." And then it happened again, a second time with somebody else. I just forgot about the first incident. Same exact thing happened, and then I realized, Ebony, unless you're ready to bring a bunch of stuff home, you better like just
Yeah.
enjoy it with your own eyes.
Right.
Maybe not always say anything.
Yeah, that's funny. So maybe they have a sort of a different sort of idea of property and value and things like that. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely,
Mhm.
definitely. It's a sense of non-permanence.
Mhm.
I don't know where all it comes from, but I do know that Somali people have lost a lot throughout Somaliland, Somalia, like all the parts, um, through war and different things, um, and I think a lesson is things can disappear just like that.
Mm.
So
Yes.
like why grasp them so hard? They're materials, and what really matters is your life and the life of the people around you and the people you love. So so I think like the attachment to material things is very different. And at least that's something I believe that's at least a little bit of it.
Yes. You talked a little bit earlier about your art, of course, which is a big part of the memoir coming out.
Mhm.
How was your art? What role did it play in sort of you, I guess, processing a lot of those big emotional issues or questions you were dealing with?
Yeah. Oh man, it was a part of my therapy.
Mhm.
So about the time you and I worked together was about the time I really started learning more about what happened to my father, and that was really hard. And so I, started going to therapy. More drawing. The line drawing I was telling you about, I kind of made up this kind of therapeutic technique where I wouldn't just, sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't sleep. And so I would just start doodling, making different shapes and then assigning meaning to those shapes. And then all of a sudden I understood what was going on inside of me, and then I was able to sleep.
Yeah.
So that came into a lot of my art. I've done paintings, about some of them before. And yeah, so the art was definitely therapeutic. The painting that you referred to, the portrait of my dad and I, that was really, really hard to do. But once I did it, I cried less and less when I saw it. And as I talked about it and shared, it just kind of took the sting out of it. And now I can look at it and smile. So I think like the art, the writing, there's some poetry in the book as well. Just has been a big part of the healing process for me, and just processing everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing I'm curious about, and I don't know if we've even talked about this before, but what were you just always doodling and painting and things, or what got you to like take art seriously as like a career?
Oh man, I was just a kid that never stopped. I think I think I started taking it seriously when I was about 11, and I would just draw Disney characters all day.
Mhm.
And I was like, I want to be a Disney cartoonist. And
Yeah.
then in the 8th grade in middle school, I was selected as one of the students to work with actual Disney artists at Penn Square Mall
Mm.
for it was called like, well, I forget the exact name, but it was like a promotion for Pocahontas the movie.
Ah,
And so
yes.
they had all these kiosks, and then they had a boat in the middle of the mall
Mm.
with Disney cartoonish drawing and stuff. And I got to meet one, and I showed him my little portfolio, and he was just like, yeah, these are nice, but can you make your own characters? And I was just like, what? But I'm all Disney. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And that kind of messed me up for a little bit. As an adult, I understand where he was coming from,
Yeah.
but getting that advice as a kid was like confusing.
Right. It would be very confusing because you're clearly demonstrating that you're such a big fan. And
Right.
it's
He's
like, why
like,
do you want me to draw something else? I thought you were the
yeah,
Disney
I
guys.
thought you wanted Disney. But now I understand, like, as an illustrator, you have to come up with new characters because there's always going to be new Disney movies. So
Mhm.
he was giving me like college level advice in middle school.
Yeah.
But and I've looked him up before since then because I got his signature, his autograph and all that. And he's done a lot of amazing things out there. So maybe I should
Yes.
have listened.
I'm just curious, is there an animated movie who that the animation style
Mm.
you're the most amazed by or
One cartoon. Well, see, but this is like it's kind of weird because is this hand drawn or is it like
Mhm.
just 3D computerized? I
Yeah.
know they all start with an illustration. So I'll say one my daughter's watching right now and she loves. It's called Karma. It's
Mm.
on
I've heard
Netflix,
of
and
it, yeah.
yeah, I love their illustrations and even how they translate those illustrations into like dolls and things like that. Um, but yeah, I'm not really sure about any like, I'll say one of my favorite illustrators growing up has been Norman Rockwell, just because like
Mm.
how he was able to
Ah, yeah.
express a lot in one image. And so yeah, so definitely, he's one of my tops for
Yes.
illustration.
What can you tell me about the process of putting your memoir together? I know you said you've been doing the writing like going back decades, right?
Yes. Yeah. So when I first started, because I didn't want the book to read like a linear timeline. I didn't want it to be boring. I wanted it to read more like a novel. But how I started was definitely linear. So just trying to think of anything that I thought was maybe significant, any story from age whatever to whatever. I went by year
Mhm.
and then had a lot a lot to deal with, and then I kind of went through those stories and kind of grouped them how they would kind of make sense together, and eventually bound them, put them together into book form, and that's taken so many shapes over the years. And finally, like just a couple months ago, I allowed a couple people to read it, or begged a couple of people to read a few chapters, and both of them gave me similar feedback. And I realized with the book, I'd also been treating it kind of like a diary because it was a
Mm.
part of my therapy. And so the final process has really been going through and making sure that it's not so in my head, the feelings, especially because it gets really deep sometimes. And so I had to kind of clear some of that up a bit just so it's easier for people to read. And so that's honestly been the last, you know, what I've been working on and cutting a lot. Um, So I printed a book last year just to kind
Hmm.
of see how it was. It was 340 pages. I've now cut quite a bit of that. And so, which I'm glad for.
Oh
And I
yeah.
think it'll help in the end.
People don't realize how important editing is.
Oh, it's brutal too sometimes.
Yeah, no, we go through it all the time here at the magazine, and it's tough. It's because especially as writers, you want to get as much of your words and thoughts in as possible. Like they're all gold to you.
Yeah.
But then you have to also think about what is going to make this as clear as it can be,
Yeah.
and as friendly to the reader as you can make.
Right. Right. I think I'll print one copy for my family, like for my kids, so
Yeah.
they, have all of that in it. But definitely for everyone else, it's, you might get lost a little bit in some
Yeah.
of it. So.
Right. Is there anyone or any group that you would like to thank for helping you through the book process?
Oh my God. I mean, there's so many people, whether they know it or not, that have helped me through this whole thing. A friend of mine, Gay Placely, she's helped me. She's from Oklahoma. She doesn't currently live in Oklahoma, but she's an artist, photographer that was based in Oklahoma City for a long time. But she helped me a lot 'cause she's a professional writer as well. And she helped me a lot with like kind of the beginning formatting
Mhm.
parts. And she even gave me a couple of books to look at as well. Um, I mean, there are so
Yeah,
many people from lawyers and judges and
it takes
it
a
would it
village,
would be
or
very, very hard for me to name even like Literati Press for opening their doors for me
right.
to share the artwork and excerpts from the book. That was 2018 when that show happened, and then Joyce Gordon Gallery in
Mhm.
Oakland, California, as well. I was able to share some of the works as well there, and I mean, it's so many people. Ben,
Which is
I
funny
mean,
because
even
I
you
happened to be
too.
in Oakland
You
during that
too.
show. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was
yeah, I came out to that.
wild. That was so crazy. And you, like when you wrote about it, that was the
Mhm.
first time I'd spoken about it publicly.
Yeah.
And I remember even in that interview, it just kind of came out in the end of the interview because the gallery owner, Lisa, was like, because you were talking to me about the Women in War Zones art
Yeah.
series. And then in the end, Lisa was like, well, Ebony, tell her about you. Like, tell him about,
Yeah.
because I was writing about women who have inspired me. But someone said during that show, like, Ebony, but you and your mom, like, y'all are inspiring too. And I never really saw myself that way. So, Lisa was like, share the story, and I did, and then you published it. And I
Mhm.
was so nervous because I just hadn't talked about it. And
Yeah, no,
but
sharing
yeah,
such a you know, a sensitive, like emotional topic is it's not easy,
yeah,
especially the first time.
yeah,
Well, sharing it
yeah.
with one person is hard enough, but printing it on paper and handing it out to the city is different.
It is, but it gets easier.
Hmm.
With time and repetition.
Yes.
There's still parts that are hard, but it's okay. I was even on the Moth recently, actually talking about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
We'll wrap up here soon. But I want to know if there's someone out there watching this who comes across your story, maybe there's an aspect of their own history or family that is kind of a mystery to them,
Yeah.
and they are sort of working their way through that. Is there like any message that you have for a person like that?
I would definitely say don't give up hope. I know I tried for years before anything happened and ultimately it was beyond my control anyway. So I say, do all you can and then, if you believe in God, the rest is up to God. If you don't believe in God, just leave it to fate or the universe or whatever. But
Mhm.
um because what's supposed to happen will be and if nothing ultimately happens, just keep sharing your story because it may help someone else.
Yes. And I think just getting out there, living your life to the fullest. I mean, the way you were able to make that connection is just by, pursuing your
Going to
own
the club.
life and interests. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you get out
That's
there,
true.
things happen.
Things happen. Yeah,
Things
they
happen.
do when you least expect it. Sure.
Yes. So Ebony, once again, when is the book coming out, and how can people either pre-order a copy or find it once it's ready?
Okay, so please visit my website. It's ebonyiman.dallas.com, and that's EBONYIMANDALLAS.com. And then just go to the shop section. That's the easiest way to find it. And just click the book icon, and then it'll take you right there.
Yes.
And
There you
it's
go.
coming out this spring.
Coming out this spring. Ebony, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
It was good to catch up, finally.
It was great to catch
Yes.
up. It's been definitely a long
A
time.
long time. Yes. Thank you once again.
All right.
Thank you, Ebony, for doing that interview with us. It's always great to talk to her, and I believe it sounds like she's going to have, I don't know if it's scheduled yet, but a launch date for the book at Literati Press coming up.
That place is fantastic.
Yes.
I love Literati Press.
Yes. So looking forward to that coming out. And now I'll say hello to the audience here. To my right is Editor-in-Chief Nathan Gunner. To my left is Research Editor Kirsten Stone. How is everyone doing today?
Good. It's cold. This is the day after the snow day.
Yes.
So it's very likely that as we're recording this, you're not at work. And we are. Because that's how much we care.
I just dug my car out of the street, so
out of the street.
I got stuck.
It became part of the street.
It did.
Well, we are going to hopefully have some lively conversation today because we have an interesting question of the week this time. It is, who is an Oklahoman with a fascinating life story? Of course, inspired by, you all just heard from Ebony, who has really quite a remarkable story herself. But I think a lot of people have fascinating stories if you give them long enough to explain themselves. Editor-in-Chief Nathan Gunner, who is an Oklahoman who you find fascinating?
Tom Stafford. Thomas
Yes.
P. Stafford, the astronaut.
I actually knew you were going to go there.
You're going to say that. I just finished writing a feature about him for our
Yes.
next issue, so he's top of mind. But he's been a hero of mine literally since I was a little kid. He's from the same town as me. He's from Weatherford, and he, among many other things, piloted the Apollo-Soyuz test project, which linked up with the Russians in space. First time that ever happened. He orbited the moon in Apollo 10. He ran Area 51,
Yes.
which is so cool. So he was just an amazing guy, and I've just really gotten to know him even better over the last several weeks writing this story. And I feel like I cry once a day reading this piece or working on this piece. So yeah, Tom Stafford had an absolutely fascinating life.
Yes, he definitely did.
He went into space 4 times. Yeah, he's awesome.
I actually didn't know about the Area 51 connection.
I know that's not something that is like widely advertised. And my favorite part of the story, actually, that I think is really cool, is there was talk after Apollo 9. He already knew he was commanding Apollo 10, and NASA was like, well, what if we just moved the moon landing up and you were the first person on the moon? And he actually said no because he didn't feel like they were ready, which I think requires a lot of character.
That
right?
really does. I don't know. If
Like
that,
he didn't think
I
that
don't know if I would've said the
he
same.
didn't think they'd worked out everything they needed to work out, so he passed on being the first man on the moon just to make sure that whoever it was going to be safe.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool and shows a lot of character. So yeah,
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read the story. We haven't had the chance.
you're gonna read it tonight.
Yes. Yeah, I am. Kirsten, what about you? Fascinating Oklahoman.
Wow.
Are you about to volunteer your own name?
I mean,
He's gonna say
no.
me.
I think there's a lot, and you could go a lot of different routes for this between like singers like Carrie Underwood and Reba and like everyone that way, and actors like Ron Howard, who's also a producer. Love him as Opie.
Yes.
Love that was one of my favorite shows growing up. But no, I think actually I'm gonna choose a route for someone who like I am very interested in because of like crime stuff, like true crime and everything. Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh,
Pretty
Good one.
Floyd.
Yeah, big Oklahoma connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a really interesting guy. We
We did have a feature about him
It was
a couple years ago. I think
last
either last year or the year before.
No, it was
Yeah.
the year before because it was right after
It's
I
24.
started here.
Yeah, it was
one of the
2024.
first things I remember working
That's
on.
right. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
cool story.
Yeah, he was a lot of those sort of mobsters or whatever, the famous outlaws of the past. Very interesting figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of them spent a lot of time in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they really did. And they could still.
Yes.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well,
Good choice.
Kirsten, the one that I was wondering if you were going to go with that you said earlier was the Tiger King.
Oh, I forgot I was going to say that.
We try not to
Which-
talk about the Tiger King.
That is a
I
fascinating
forgot.
life story.
Fascinating,
I
not
mean,
in a good
Tiger
way.
King.
Clearly, Netflix found it fascinating at least.
For one
so.
season at least.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
actually watched the show.
Eh.
I didn't. I feel like I
Yeah.
learned enough off social
Well,
media.
it was
I
a
didn't
cultural.
need to.
It was a cultural moment in 2020.
I think, yeah.
And now
we were
we're,
all
what,
a
6
little
years?
nuts off of lockdown, though.
We're 6
Like,
years past that now.
yeah.
So.
I was still doing college, so I was busy.
What's your answer? It's a good question, Ben. What's your
mine
answer?
Is, it might not be far off the Tiger King. Mine, I was trying to think of who to say, and I'm really interested in the story of Gary Busey.
Oh, I
Yes.
interviewed him once.
Yeah, I've talked to him before too.
Yeah.
For when he was here for Dead Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was. Actually, was that at the Jones Assembly? Because if so, we probably interviewed him at the same time.
I wasn't. I don't think I was at that.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Also, his family, I think his brother Phil, just bought one of my favorite restaurants in Oklahoma City, the Metro,
Yeah.
from its very long-time owners. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Gary Busey is really interesting because he had that sort of award-winning Buddy Holly performance.
Yeah.
And then he got like this motorcycle crash that has really it's clearly influenced him a lot, but has made him very interesting.
He's an interesting dude. He described heaven in great detail
Yes.
to me when I interviewed him. So that's one I
Yes.
haven't had before or since.
He's a colorful character.
Yeah, he is.
And I could listen to him talk all day.
It's
for
funny.
sure.
Yeah.
Let us know what interesting Oklahomans you have in mind. Are they us? I don't know how interesting we are. We try, at least.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris is one of them. Chris lived in Australia. Did you know that? He lived in Australia once. Yeah.
Chris has many an interesting
He's an
story.
interesting dude.
He's unmiked right now.
We're
so
endlessly
can't hear from
fascinated
him.
by him.
We'll ask you all about your life during this commercial break, and we'll be back with podvents. In Oklahoma, arts play an essential role in bringing communities together, enhancing quality of life for Oklahomans, and positively impacting our economy. The Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition is a nonprofit that helps develop the Oklahoma visual arts community through education, promotion, connection, and funding. Since 1988, OVAC has worked closely with Oklahoma artists, educators, organizations, and communities to ensure visibility and opportunity while promoting public interest in the arts across the state. To learn more about how the Oklahoma Visual Arts Coalition supports artists and to personally contribute to a growing Oklahoma arts scene, visit ovac-ok.org or follow OVAC on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Welcome back, and you know what time it is. It is Podvent time. This is where we go through the travelok.com event calendar and pick out a few of our favorite gyms. Kirsten, why don't you go ahead and lead us off?
Okay. Well, for my podvent, I have the Norman Mardi Gras Parade.
Ah, yes.
Which, if you didn't know, actually it was like one of the first, I think it was the first like night parade
Yeah.
in Norman.
Really?
Cool.
Okay.
And I think it's like the first one to take place at night.
I believe
And
it.
It's been going on since 1994.
It's an old one.
so it's
yeah.
older than me.
Wow, really? Wow.
It's older than
But
me.
not Ben or I or
Yeah.
Chris. But that's fine.
It is also free to attend. They keep it family friendly for everyone because, if you go to Mardi Gras in NOLA, it gets a little
Yes.
wild. It gets crazy.
Just a
So
little.
it's not going to be like the NOLA one.
No.
That's what you're saying.
This is for everyone. Everyone is welcome. It is safe for everyone to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Yay.
Best
Free.
part. Mm-hmm.
But it's downtown Norman on this Saturday, February 7th, starting at 7 p.m. And the theme for this year is actually Intergalactic Love Train. I don't know what
Fascinating.
that
Gotta
means.
love
What does that
train.
mean exactly?
I don't know. I don't know, but it sounds very interesting.
There's only one way to find out. That's
Yeah,
by
to go.
attending
To
the
go.
Norman Mardi Gras
Yes.
parade. Yes.
And this parade, it actually draws regularly up to like 6,000 people, depending on the weather. Depending on the weather, as we all know right now. But thousands and thousands of people go to this. It's so great. But for this year, so the route is going to begin at the depot, and then it's going to go north to Jones, west down Main Street, which will be where judging is at the corner of that. And then it's going to turn south on Crawford, and then it'll go west on East Comanche, and then it'll be back at the depot where it will end. But that's also, if you stick around, that's also where an award ceremony will be following the parade.
Hey,
Because
that's
there are
fun.
9 different categories that people will be judging on. And some of them include like the best overall, what best expresses the theme, so we can find out what intergalactic love train is.
Yeah.
There's even one for like a dance crew, who has the best like dance crew
Okay.
going on. It's not
We
me.
still have time to
I'm
prepare.
gonna win that.
Yeah,
Me and Ben are gonna win that.
You
Yeah.
guys can take that. It won't be me. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. And if you want more information on it, you can go to normanmardigras.society.com.
Okay, yeah. What I love about the Norman Mardi Gras parade, and I think a lot of it's kind of the spirit of Mardi Gras, but just like the community sort of homegrown feeling of it. Just people like creating their own floats and costumes
Yeah.
and things like that. I think it's really cool. So that was a good one, Kirsten. And now, Nate, what's your event?
My event, as our events so often do, starts the question for y'all. Do you have a comfort game?
Comfort game?
Specifically video game, but any game. A comfort game.
You know what? I can just zone out to some Civilization.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good
it's just
answer.
so turn-based, it's so addictive.
That's a good answer, Kiers.
I don't know.
That's okay. It's okay to not know.
Monopoly.
Are you an
Streets of
Animal
Ladder.
Crossing
No.
person or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Whenever I was little, I liked Nancy Drew games.
Okay.
So maybe like Nancy Drew, because sometimes I will go back, and I can't play them now because they're on CDs, and I don't have a way to play them
What game is Drew playing?
right now.
Yeah.
I think they're back.
Ask a girl about her boyfriend's favorite video.
I think actually right now he and his friends are back on playing Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
I think that is what they're playing right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of my loved comfort games is called Stardew Valley.
Yes.
It's a farming game.
Yeah.
I love Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley made lockdown so unbelievably bearable and fun for me. And
Tiger King and Stardew Valley.
not so much Tiger King, just
I'm
Stardew
just
Valley,
kidding, I'm
really.
just kidding.
It's like the anti-Tiger King because you're nice to your animals
Yeah,
and your
yeah.
crops.
Right.
Anyway, so this is actually really cool because one of the things that I really truly love about Stardew Valley is the music. It's got really great music. And on Wednesday, February 4th at the Tulsa Theater, there will be the Stardew Valley Symphony of Seasons concert. Features a 35-piece orchestra playing a bunch of the songs and themes from the game. So if you know the music from the game, you're going to hear everything that you love. And they're going to be playing scenes from the game while they play the song, so that's going to be really fun too. It's going to have kind of a visual component. Anyway, so you go through all of the things that you know: Pelican Town, Skull Cavern, Ginger Island. It's all going to be there musically. Tickets are $46 up to $142, and you can go to TulsaTheater.com. It's right there in the Tulsa Arts District. TulsaTheater.com for tickets.
Awesome.
Yeah, and if you don't play Stardew Valley, get it on your phone. It's fun.
Yes. How addicted to it will I become? Endlessly?
It just depends on how much you love harvesting virtual turnips. You know?
Oh, so a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. It really is just so relaxing. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a nice game to play.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but maybe after I enjoy the music of it, it will.
There you go. What's your event?
Yes. Well, mine is actually really interesting. When I first saw it on the Travel OK event calendar, it was a little warmer back then, and I was thinking, I don't know how cold that's going to be. And I'm, of course, talking about the Medicine Park Plunge, which they do every year.
Yeah.
in
That's going to
Medicine
get
Park.
plungy this year.
But then this winter storm happened, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be kind of serious jumping in that water. So for those who don't know, the Medicine Park Plunge is sort of an annual tradition, and it's exactly what it sounds like. People, both who live in Medicine Park and who just come there to show off their, I don't know, endurance to the cold, will come and gather at the Park Tavern and then walk over to Bath Lake and just take a dip here in the wintertime. Yeah, put your swimming suits on and go for a plunge. And, you know, I don't think I am signing up for it, but for people like who want to show off how much they can endure, or maybe just want to do something a little extreme, maybe wake up, the Medicine Park Plunge. It's your challenge. So that's going to be at 2 o'clock, Saturday, February 7th. It should be, I was looking a little bit at the weather app. It's not going to be crazy, but that water is going to be cold.
I'm going to go and I'm going to get a beer. And then like, y'all are doing
at
fine.
the tavern. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will say, I think a lot of people actually wear like really fun costumes to that too when they jump.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. A lot of fun costumes. If you're looking for a good crazy time, that's a good one for you.
Oof.
In Boy Scouts, we used to have the polar bear badge. Yeah, I think there's like two versions of it. Chris knows, but there's like one if you're just like camping and it's really cold, and there's one if you actually go in the water. I got the camping one. I never went into the water. I'm not that crazy.
Did y'all ever do the ice challenge?
The ice bucket challenge.
Yeah.
No.
When was that popular? Like 2016?
Okay, so
can't
like I
remember.
did try to do the
before
thing
then.
for a while because they like the whole cold plunge thing. Like I tried to do the thing where you're like at the end of the shower you turn the hot water off and just stand in the cold.
I do that for my hair.
I hate it and I stopped doing it. I
I
don't like it. It puts me in a bad mood.
I don't
at
like
the beginning of the
being
day.
doused
Like
in
what
cold
I was
water,
told is
ever.
that what results afterwards is like you feel like euphoric and all your dopamine starts going off. I guess my brain doesn't work that way because I do not like it.
Yeah.
It just makes me mad.
Different strokes for
Yeah.
different strokes for different
But Medicine
folks,
Park's
but
great. You
yeah.
can just go and watch those people do
Yeah,
that, and that'll be
absolutely.
fun.
Yeah.
And then go
absolutely.
shopping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any excuse to visit Medicine Park.
Truly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just like you can just watch people jump into the lake.
That's funny
fun.
to me. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is, and you can find more information at the Medicine Park website. It's where they keep all that. I didn't write the URL of it, but it will probably be on the
You
screen.
can Google Medicine
It'll
Park
probably
Polar
be on
Plunge.
the screen somewhere.
Yeah.
It should be a Facebook event, probably.
Yes. They do have a Facebook.
Like
page.
our job is to help you find these things. We're like, we don't know. Google it.
Yeah, I wasn't. It'll be on the screen.
We were
That's what
recording
I
2
know.
shows today, and we were snowed in. It's all good.
Well, we will take a short break and come back with our star of the show. So you won't want to miss that.
Da-na-na.
Hello, I'm Thunder. Subscribe to the Oklahoma Today magazine.
As promised, we are back from our break, and I know you all are eagerly waiting to start the show. And I have to give it to, of course, Ebony Dallas, who has
Ebony
that
Iman,
great
she's great,
book coming out. Yes.
Incredible.
I'm so excited for that. Truly one of my favorite artists in the state.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yes.
Yay.
All right. Well, that is actually all we've got for you this week. This has been the show known from here to Broken Bow, home of the Beavers Bend Mining Company, as the Oklahoma Today Show. Head to oklahomatoday.com or pick up our latest issue on newsstands right now. Send your feedback to oktpod@travelok.com. We'll talk to you again next week.
Bye.
Adios.